to the YouTube channel because I was trying to figure out a way that I could limit what souls are coming to talk to me. You know, when you open yourself up like that, then you get lots and lots of souls that want to hang out, they want to talk to you, or they want to annoy you and harass you as well. So the way that I could limit that was having actual listeners and viewers subscribe to the channel. Then I can be specific when I send out the requests for crossed over loved ones with messages. So I'm going to give that a shot tonight and see if anybody comes through for the people that have subscribed since last week. In honor of upcoming Father's Day next Sunday here in the U.S., I'm offering a 20% discount on all my services through the end of the month. If you'd like to book an appointment with me, you can call or text me at 407-374-3133, or you can email me at askrebeccatoday@gmail.com. And you know, if you just want more information about my services and what I do, feel free to check out my website. All right, so on to what we can expect for the week ahead. So the general theme this week points to happiness, success, and things in general will be going and or getting better. It's going to be like an encouraging and uplifting week for most of you. Really all of you, it just will manifest itself in different ways. So you'll have feelings of hope and pride, and some of you will have to experience this with some challenges, but nothing that you can't handle. And in order to get to happiness and success, you have to recognize and become aware of your unhappiness and failures. So expect that to come to light for some of you. When it does, try not to dwell. It really is just about you recognizing that you're unhappy and you've had some failures in life, but that doesn't mean anything bad or negative about you. It just, you know, it's not meant for you to beat yourself up. It's just meant for you to acknowledge it, be aware of it, and then you can start making different choices to align more with what it is that you want out of life. Those of you that have already realized your unhappiness and your failures and you've been working through things, you'll be in a position where I think you'll find yourself helping those that are less fortunate than yourselves. I also feel like you can expect the best to happen, you know, and I mean, best could be, it's all relative, you know, it's all a matter of perception, but overall I feel like you can expect really good things coming. And all of you pay attention to your spiritual abundance too, not just your material abundance. The key this week and overall in life in general is really about balance and neutrality. It's really about being neutral, so you're not having extreme highs of pleasure and, you know, the physical like hunger of trying to fulfill like these joys, and then you don't want to be all the way down at the bottom experiencing pain and sadness and suffering. So it's really about finding the balance between the emotions. The other overall theme this week is about doing the right thing. Some of you will be confused about what exactly the right thing is to do. The answer lies within you. So a lot of you this week will be digging deeper inside of yourselves than you ever have in order to try to figure out what exactly, you know, the right thing to do is for you. So again, this is about you, not what's right for others, but what's right for you. Some of you will be dealing with people in your lives that don't understand you. They don't get your motivations. They don't understand your way of thinking. And they might project their things, you know, things onto you to make you question what it is that is right for you. So if that happens, try to stay grounded within yourself and really choose what's best for you. Don't let them stress you out, your life, your choices, and you know, worry about what's right for you. On to work. For those of you that are employed and have a job, some of you will be or have been receiving advice from mentors that you value. So people at work that you look up to, whether it's bosses, managers, or a coworker, but people in your life will really that have been giving you some solid advice and stuff. This week you may find yourself agreeing to disagree with at least one of those people, if not all of them. But again, it's okay. You know, you can agree to disagree in a respectful manner. And again, it's about finding what is right within you. And it's crucial that you do that. Some of you this week can expect a change for the better in pay and your circumstances at work. So some of you, you know, may have been stuck doing like some crappy work that you're just done over with. And this upcoming week, that's going to lift, and you'll be doing something that you enjoy a lot more. And a lot of you will also maybe see an increase in pay in some way. So I feel like in the work arena, there'll be lots to be grateful for some of you. Those of you that are looking for a job or looking for work, this week could be a really nice surprise for you. I feel like there's a better job coming your way than what you even could have thought of or hoped was possible. The key is really for you to stay open and stay positive and be in a space of receiving. I do feel like that will happen for a lot of you. Those of you that won't actually receive the job offer, I feel like you'll definitely have some sort of prospects, and so whether it's, you know, you're getting phone calls back or you're booking what do you call it, job interviews, things like that will come your way. So just stay open and don't give up. It's coming. You got this. All right, on to love. Those of you that are in committed relationships, so for all you lovers in love, you can expect the relationship to raise to a new level of intimacy and joy. Others of you will be getting weary of the same old within your relationships. Those of you that are having some struggles, I do feel like you may be daydreaming a lot this week about leaving, thinking about breaking up with your significant other, or switching up your routine in some way. I do feel like you may even stir up some trouble. Some of you, I kind of feel, may even decide that you're going to have an affair. And then there will be those of you that will just be pushing to just fight and argue, and you know, it'll happen fast and quick. You're going to be in the emotions. You're going to be reactive. So I just want to caution you that before you just, you know, self-sabotage and just go off the deep end with whatever's going on with you internally, I feel like take a deep breath, take a step back, and I want you to actually speak up and express how you feel. Find your voice and let your partner know that you're feeling unhappy and you're feeling bored, but do it without projecting blame. You don't need to say, hey, you make me miserable or you make me unhappy. It takes two to tango. So, you know, just a simple, I'm feeling unhappy, you know, let's come up with a solution and compromise that works for best of you. So just open up and speak to each other, and I feel like if you can do that, if you can be aware of what's happening with you emotionally, then I definitely feel like there's things that could work work for improvement in your relationship. If you stay in the energy of just kind of losing your cool and freaking out and really just finally letting out all that pent up frustration and anger you've been feeling, I do feel like this would be the beginning of the end. So, you know, really think about what you're doing before you just react. Those of you that are single and you're looking for love, basically kind of what I was feeling is For all you lovers of love, this week someone new, I feel, who has like the potential to like rock your world and connect with you in a deep and meaningful way, just might pop up in your reality. But again, this is for people that, you know, kind of have worked on their insecurities and their baggage and feeling more confident, and they're open to actually date and receive that sort of love in their lives. I feel like there's definitely a good possibility that this person will pop up into your reality this week. And if he doesn't, or she, excuse me, if he or she doesn't pop up this week, I do feel like you're going to have signs. So I feel like it'll be a feeling and and you might just see some signs that you're on the right track, that this type of relationship is coming your way. So definitely get out there and make sure you're enjoying your life, because that has a lot to do with it. Now, for those of you who are in love with love, well, unless you're open to actually receiving love, I feel like this week you can expect to find yourself still trying to maneuver around your fears and working through maybe some insecurities. I feel like maybe they will come to the forefront where you realize all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm not going out and meeting new people or doing things because I'm too worried about, you know, what people will think about my arms, or, you know, just something like that. I feel like you're going to realize what it is that is keeping you limited and keeping you stuck at home, instead of actually getting out there and shaking it up and, you know, having fun and just meeting all sorts of new people and eventually finding the love that you're wanting. Let's see, finances. This week, I feel some of you will be evaluating your finances and realize that you're rich in other ways besides just money. I feel like you'll realize, you know what, I'm abundant in my health, in my family, and I just feel like you'll be in a space of appreciation and will really kind of, again, have a realization that there's more to life than just material things. Now, for some of you, I feel like money matters will be improving. You're shifting into, some of you are shifting into a new financial cycle that will continue to grow. So work hard, you will be rewarded, and sharing is key too. Now, sharing doesn't mean you give your last penny or all of the clothes off of your back. Sharing means that you're able to, you know, if you got an extra couple bucks and you can help somebody out, then help them out, because when you give, you receive. So just kind of remember that, and make sure when you do decide to share or give, that you're giving from a space of love and not because you're expecting to receive something in return. It won't work in your favor. This week, some of you, I feel like, are actually going to go out and seek financial advice from a professional to help you plan for your future, to help you, you know, whether you're planning for the future to just you save up money for something, or for a house, or for retirement. I do feel like some of you may be just looking to help create a budget and manage your money better. And then there's those of you that I feel like are really going to seek out investments, whether it's investments in properties or investments in, you know, stock market or bonds or something. I feel like that will be happening for some of you. For all of you, this is not the week to gamble with your money. So, you know, I feel like the energy just doesn't feel good for it. I feel like if you gamble, most likely it's not going to pay off. And even something as simple as scratch-offs. Don't waste your money. Let's see what next week looks like. And it's definitely not the week to take chances on doing anything unusual, like investing in unusual bonds and stocks and, you know, that sort of market thing. So just pay attention, and, you know, what's another week to make investments. So be smart about it. Let's see, health. I feel some of you will be switching up your typical health routine this week, especially those of you that are rigid, those of you that are like stuck in this routine where you're completely inflexible, like you do the same routine every morning when it comes to your health, or you're doing the same exercising, or like you have to go to the gym, or whatever. So those of you that are rigid in your approach, I feel like there will be some switching it up. Like you're going to be open to trying a different way or incorporating something new. Or and if you don't, I feel like that's going to be forced upon you. So I feel like if you're not open to switching things up, you might find yourself with a cold or something, or a hurt back, and you'll be on the couch, which will totally shake up your routine. Let's see. Oh, some of you that have had health challenges for a while, I feel like you guys might actually go out and try something esoteric. So I feel like maybe you're going to try some sort of healing massage or acupuncture or energy work, or maybe just even go get another second opinion. So again, like if you've been feeling off for a while, again, if it's something serious, go to the doctor. But if you just feel like you've had a kink in your neck, and go get a massage, work that out. Some of you will be actually very conscious of your diet all of a sudden, I feel. So I feel like some of you will be cutting back on processed foods and start a healthier diet. Others, I feel, are going to decide they're cutting back on substances. So to me, that feels like some of you might decide you're going to quit smoking or cut back on smoking. Some of you might decide you're going to not do drugs. Some of you might decide to cut back on alcohol. So, again, there's a switch up in what you're doing. And then there's those of you that will be just feeling full of vitality and hope and optimism about the future. And I do feel all of you will become more aware of your thoughts and whether they're positive or negative. So if you catch yourself thinking negatively, just stop, catch a breath, and try to replace the negative thoughts with some positive thoughts. I feel like, again, this week is a lot about awareness. Spirituality, a group of you will be feeling very peaceful and happy. Your self-esteem will be higher than normal, and some of you will actually mentor or share some spiritual insights that you've learned with others this week. Some of you will be the ones that are actually reaching out for spiritual insight to figure out where to begin on actually benefiting from self-realization and self-actualization through meditation and things like that. So that wraps up this week's predictions. I hope everyone has a great week ahead. I hope with a little forewarning you can navigate the week a little better and be patient with yourself and others. And if anything comes up for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. As usual, I have gone over. I only have 5 minutes left, so I'm not going to do the moment of Zen. And for a crossed over loved one, I'm getting the name Bob. I'm not certain if Bob is the person, Bob is trying to reach out to someone, or he's trying to reach out to Bob, but this is a male, and he is, I would say, medium height. He's round. He kind of reminds me of maybe, I would say like a solid. He's a solid individual. He has a balding on top, or short around, just hair around the sides, and he, it's weird. He kind of reminds me of Danny DeVito, but taller and, a little larger. but he feels like he really was into pasta for sure and spaghetti. And his message is that he's been leaving signs. He's been leaving signs in your home, and I feel like he's just been in all the rooms in the house. And so if you've been having weird experiences in your house, like, I feel like he's saying he's been doing a little bit of everything, like hiding stuff, lights flickering, maybe weird noises. I feel like he's been touching, or even that he's around and he's not going anywhere. And he's also saying sorry. I'm not sure what he's apologizing for. He's not really getting into detail, but he is apologizing. And he says, I never really said I love you, but I love you. And that's the extent of his message. So I hope that makes sense to someone. I really do. And if it does, it would be awesome if you let me know. Just to validate it a little bit, that would be fantastic. So I only have 2 minutes left, so I feel like we should do a moment of Zen really quickly so that we can open up ourselves with our guides to help us basically prepare for the week ahead, and that we can just really have them help us breathe normally. And I'm going to send some energy, and your guides and angels will as well. All right, you can go ahead and open your eyes. That's all the time we have for tonight. I'd like to apologize to the caller that I didn't get to. I'll get better at navigating this time stuff. And, thank you all for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you next week. If you'd like to book a session with me or contact me for anything, feel free to reach out to me at askRebeccaToday@gmail.com, or you can call or text 407-3.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information
on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Well, hello everyone, it's Gail Moffat here again, and you can find me, there's lots of ways you can find me in fact, and so I'm hoping that sort of lots of you listeners, if you live locally, are able to come and see me. It's in St James's, and if you go onto my Facebook, I have a soulmate, and we often talk about the idea of a soulmate, but I think that when we look at the concept of a soulmate, the whole idea of a soul mate it goes further than just one person that can be in our lives. You see, with a soulmate is part of a soul group. In fact, we come to this earth plane within a group, And part of our group is still in the spirit world, and part of our group is here. But that group is important to us because it's what keeps us alive, and there's a thread that runs through all of us. And as I'm talking about this thread, Spirit are actually showing me this members, or it may be that they just come in for a moment, or they've come in for a large section of our life. It can be all sorts of things, but the point is that there is a reason that they are around us in our lives. You know, if you think about it, we can't do this on our own, can we? We cannot do this on our own. And the reason why we can't do it, we just can't. We can't do it on our own. We need that help and that support, not only from people within our soul group.
In the North Island.
Did you say Hamilton?
Yes.
There's a little bit of delay, isn't there? So how can I help you?
Pardon me?
How can I help you?
How will the court case go with getting my baby back? Will she be home with me this year?
Right. Let's have a look at not from a spiritual point of view, but you know, sort of discussing legal stuff is sometimes to do, but I'll look at it as best as I can for you. Now, I know that, in fact, he's saying it's almost like it's being, how's he saying this? It's like he's not impressed with how things stand. It's gone on far too long, because he says, yeah. He's saying to me that you should have had your baby back a long time ago, and it's almost as though the authorities have nitpicked about things. They've got involved with things and they've really behaved in a it's sort of like they've held back and it's almost as though my guide is also saying to me, you've proved yourself time and time again and they haven't listened to you. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
I'm being told that now timing is always a little bit difficult, because as I'm sure you probably know that the spirit world don't have timing, but I almost want to say within the next 6 to 9 months you will be having your baby back.
Okay.
And I know that, and I want to stress the word within. So, you know, there's no, you know, it could be sort of in a month's time or something like that. But I know that you will be having your child back, and because this whole situation is absolutely coming to an end. It's gone on. He keeps on stressing this. It has gone on far too long, and it's almost like it's an unnecessary behaviour that has taken place. Unnecessary. It's unnecessary that you were separated from your child, and it shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have happened, he's saying. The problem that you've got with this man is that he is he tends to put himself first, and gets caught up in himself and his. I just feel a very sort of selfish man, and and I feel that, you know, you're very different from him, because I feel that you are someone that would be that gives a lot and gives unconditionally. He's done things that I get the sense that it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen in the way that you would want, because I feel that there's something's going to crop up with you and him that's going to show his colours again and show his true colours.
Thank you so much.
You're very lucky, because he doesn't do that for everyone. But anyway, you're very lucky, and it's going to be great, because, you know, this should never have happened. You'll have your baby back. But thank you for calling in. I know that I've got another caller waiting, but good luck with everything. And do find me on Facebook and let me know how things come along for you. All right. Thank you, Jasmine. Right. Okay. Now, I believe we have Deborah in, I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's Pennsylvania. Now, I'm a yeah, I can feel it. Now, I know that, well, first of all, I'm a medium, so I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, or I can look at what's aspects of something that's going on in your life. Is there a particular way that you'd like me to work?
Yeah, what do you see, like, relationship-wise for me coming up?
And are you in a relationship now? Yeah, I know that feeling. I
haven't really been looking, but I'm getting to that point now.
Yeah. I know that feeling as well. Right, now, time that you split up from your marriage to now, it's almost like you're a different person. It's like I want to go 180 degrees, turn around, and there you are. Because I think you've come a long way since you split up from your marriage. And I know that when I look at you, you've come along, you've had an incredible journey and done really well, is what my guide's saying. He says that he's really impressed with, I suppose the word I want to say, and it's not to say that you were immature before, but it's your maturity in the way that you've handled things, the things that you've had to deal with along the way, and the difficulties that you've had to come across, because it hasn't been all plain sailing for you. In fact, it's been quite tough at times, because I feel like I'm juggling many balls in the air, trying to deal with everything that needs to be dealt with. But I know that it's like this inner strength that's just risen up within you and made you such a strong, sensible, mature, and I don't mean mature as in old, but mature as in wise, woman. And, you know, my guide Arthur just wants to congratulate you on how far you've come since the marriage.
Well, thank you so much.
He's saying to me that you've been thinking for some time that it would be nice to be in a relationship, and I know that your heart and your mind has been going out to that idea, and that idea has been picked up from the spirit world, and he's just saying to me that it's almost as though now you will start to be getting involved in a relationship with somebody and moving forward in a really nice way. And I'm actually, oh gosh, this is nice. Oh, how lovely. I've just been, my guide has just shown me your hands. and I'm to put a ring on your hand. So I know that one day you'll be married again too, that you will have marriage. And this is something that's, he's saying that this is going to be a very special relationship that you will move into. And this relationship is, it's interesting because right at the beginning of the show, I don't know if you were listening, I was talking about soul connections. This is going to be a deep soul connection. And this is going to be, he's also saying a long life, waiting a long time. You've been on your own a long time. But he's just saying to me that in a way, although you've been on your own, you will look back at this time with great fondness because it's been tough, but very, very rewarding as well. It was very much a time of learning, and you, yeah, he's just congratulating you on that. And I know that I think what's amazing is that I can actually see marriage as well, you know, for you, and a long-term relationship. It's just not yet. But then, you know, I always think that, you know, what Arthur is saying to me, he's saying, you know, sometimes if we have to wait a little while, it's worth waiting for. Would you not agree?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I do. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's been lovely to talk to you, and I hope that you've enjoyed your reading, and I know that we're yeah, so I just he's just my attention back to the ring. It's going to be a nice ring you've got. It's going to I feel like it's quite a nice ring, and he's still talking. Sorry, I thought I'd come to the end. Sorry, but he just wants to say about this man that you're going to meet. I feel I'm hearing the word solid, grounded, well financed. It's like hasn't got sort of any of those issues. He can be a little bit serious, but Arthur is saying that doesn't matter because the important thing for you is to have a solid, secure base, and I think it's an aspect to someone's character that you will actually like.
Yes.
And so, yeah. So I think that's it's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really good relationship. Have you got daughters?
Do I have daughters? Yes, I have 2.
Yes, I'm sensing daughters around you, because I know that they will really like him too, and there's going to be a good. It will slot in really nicely, because I think one of the problems with having another relationship is whether, you know, your children accept the person, and I very much think that they will.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom.
Hello everyone, welcome to Fiona, Persian Medium, I Am Power Show. And you are guys, of course, listening to A1R Psychic Radio Network. So before I take any callers, I would love to talk about past, present, and future. Okay, when we are talking about present, we are talking about now, in a moment that me and you talking, communicating, feeling, and exchanging energies. If I die sooner what I thought, what if, or what if? God knows how many times we are going to say and telling to us and to our subconscious mind, conscious mind, telling about like what's going to happen. Like if I die tomorrow, or 10 years from now, and how and whom is going to taking care of my family, or actually my son, or my husband, or my mother, or my father, whatever it is. So drop it. Future is future. Try to not live in future. If you are living right now in the future, that means that you are, and you're definitely feeling anxious, you have anxiety, and you are going to have more attack in the nearest, or actually near future. So drop it right now. Push it away and say goodbye to you. I don't want your future. The only things I want is the now, the present moment. That means that you are still living in your past, because you are telling yourself a lot of things that is not true, because you are blaming yourself that is already past and gone. Because you can't ever forgive yourself, because you always feel the guilty feelings, and disconnect yourself with the well-being and the way that you can connect to your spirit, soul, and to yourself. So please don't live in your past. Say goodbye to your past. Don't live in your future, because it's just going to give you anxiety and making you to feel down and uncomfortable and sad all the time, because we don't have any control about the minute and the second from now, or either way after 2 days or after 2 years. So try to drop it right now. What else you can do is about the now moment that you feel you're sitting and watching TV. You're actually sitting with your husband or your wife and just eating dinner. Enjoy the moment. You have children around you that telling you, I love you, Dad, I love you, Mom. You have your family around. You are healthy. You have a beautiful job. You have an awesome salary. You have an awesome life. You have a beautiful family. Just say thank you. Just say, I'm so grateful for what I have. And be in the moment, in the present, now. Just now. So drop all your anxiety and depression. Live now in the moment. Be grateful. Be thankful for everything you have. Even those people that says, well, I don't have anything to be grateful. Well, of course you do. Anyone, everyone has something to just say, thank you, and I'm grateful for that. Remember, every day when you wake up, the first word it has to be, thank God. Thank energy. Thank highest point I have for sure. A very good caller right now, as I can see. Piggy, hello Piggy, how are you doing? From Ontario, Canada. How are you doing, Piggy?
Good. How are you, Fiona? Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Darling, please give me your date of birth and also tell me about your question. I'm ready to open your pentagon and see exactly what you want to know of your moment. Go ahead, please, love. Go ahead.
Thank you. My birthday is January 24, 58. I live with my 83-year-old mother who is not in the best of health, who is seeing a surgeon tomorrow. And of course, with their health going down, there's family conflict. Everybody seems to be starting to go after everything. And
I understand. I understand that. Of health and happiness and anything and everything that she her, and I'm trying to, I have to have, actually, she's going to be around, and I see that the surgery will be perfectly fine and well done because it's actually nothing to the left or right of her pentagon is telling me about the red flags or bad news or something that may go wrong because of her age or anything. No. Now I'm very happy. Really happy. There is absolutely nothing. It's a good news, and the energy that I'm actually pick up of her also around is like very living energy. It's like even maybe she is in pain, maybe actually had some sort of proud of her. So
yes, and she is in a great
you should not be worried. I can definitely tell. Everything will go exactly as you guys plan. Absolutely. God bless actually her beautiful business would or should push her down in anywhere. So she's going to be fine. I'm very happy to deliver this message to you. She's going to be fine.
I have one family member that wants to put her in a nursing home.
Oh, I understand. So, Peggy, my question to you is, after the surgery, well, I do understand also you have family. You need to take care of you and your family as well. Are you feeling guilty to letting other people taking care of your mom?
Yeah, at times. It's hard.
I know. It's that you are very connected to her, and I feel that the connection between you guys, it's been very good. It's been very awesome. And but you know what? She's not going to go anywhere. She's just close to you, and actually, it's going to be the better curve. Let's go. You know, I don't think that your mom really loving and feeling and wishing to see you stressed out and neck down or kind of tired or having anxiety and just anything. Just let it go. You know, she is going to be perfectly fine with no doubt. And when we are talking about stress and the feeling of stress, I can see in your pentagon that something is wrong and you blaming too much. Why you are doing it to yourself? It's not about your mom. Let's forget about your mom. Your mom is going to be perfectly fine. Everything around her is going to be good, and the surgery went very well. But let's talking about you. So what makes you to feel that way? Why you have so much anxiety, honey? Why the attack come to you? Why you can't let go of the past? What's wrong with that, honey?
I have panic disorder.
Talk to me.
I have panic disorder, Fiona. And I've come a very long way, and I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, that's what I actually both pick up psychically and saw it actually in your pentagon. And what is really making you to feel like so bad? Like what makes you to feel that something is wrong and you need to do something, and what caused you those kind of like a down negative
time?
Say it again.
When I got hit with panic disorder and anorexia, it was because there was too many bad hits in a very short period of time.
Did you feel that you always had to telling people and showing people who you are? And when you were younger, did you feel that you always been like living not for yourself but for others, like what others thinking, what others feeling? Like
yeah, and I'm back in the situation again where I'm living for my mother, which is not right, but that's how it is at the time.
Okay. Yeah, you know what makes me to feel a little bit wonder about is about your anxiety attack, which actually I see you may crying more than normal, and that's what I wanted you to stop. Crying a couple times a week, or maybe actually sometimes a month or so, for someone like you that have this anxiety attack, it's good actually. It's just going to free yourself from the negative energies and thoughts. But I wouldn't suggest that you just having it as your habit, because right now it became your habit. It sounds like that you just enjoying. And if something happened, or if someone says something, it sounds like that they just gave you some sort of permission to go for it, cry, do it now. And you just make yourself feel like, oh, now I have to, now I need to, because I got this attack. So stop it right away. Because if you continue, my love.
For some time. I think it's good for some time.
But I wanted you to stop it right away. And I know it's hard, but you know that here, your brain always, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what pain you had, no matter where you've been and whatever went through, you are going to change and challenge your brain, your subconscious, and make yourself as a person that you always wanted to be. The first things that you should learn after so many times and years and all is about to drop the anxiety and the feelings of what other people thinking and feeling about me. Be yourself. Live for yourself for 1 second. Don't care about what other people thinking about you or judging you. It doesn't matter. You know, you can control over your thought and over your feelings, but you can never ever control anyone else's mind, thoughts, feelings, and anything in regard. So I wanted you to drop it. Live for yourself.
Oh, I've come a long way with that too, and I'm to the point where if you don't like me as the person I am, don't bother me, because I like myself.
There we go. There we go. Very easy.
Yep.
Very simple.
That's right.
You know what? I don't, you know, you have to say, well, I don't care if someone really not like me the way or who I am. I don't care if someone is going to be happy with me or not, because you don't need it. The only person that may make you and push you towards to it is yourself.
That's right.
You know, people actually going to forgive and forgot about like what's happened like about like a couple of days ago, a couple of hours ago, or whatever. They may talk and hypnotizing for 1 week. Then you see the miracle. Then you see things happening that you never expect that's going to happen. Then you see that how powerful you are going to be, because you have the energy inside, and you have to just tap into it. And you would do it just by telling yourself that you can. And you are. So my love, it was so happy to talk to you. I will pray for your mom's surgery tomorrow. Everything is going to be well and all right. You don't need to be concerned about anything, sweetheart. And remember, you are the best of the best. You are powerful and you are a successful woman. And you are. And now I know exactly what I want of my life. And I know it's never late. It's never late. So do it now, already today, and leave it now for the moment. Forget about tomorrow, which your mom had surgery. Telling you that you will pray for her, and I know that she will absolutely gone through this surgery very well, and you are going to be proud, and she's going to make us proud. Me, my audience, and also the A1R radio station audience going to absolutely pray for her for tomorrow, her surgery, and God bless her soul and everything. So have a great one, my love, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, everyone, back to studio now, and kind of like hot here, so that you guys see that I just couldn't like have my hair around me. Sorry. So now I am having another caller, which I see. Let me see the name. Okay, Kendra. Hello, Kendra. How are you doing? From Oklahoma. Hello. Hi, darling. How are you doing? How's it going, sweetheart? How was everything?
It's going good. It's going really good. Things are changing.
Awesome.
And,
I love to hear that. Okay.
Yes.
So, my love, I need to know about your date of birth because I don't have too much time. The only time that I have is about like maybe 5 to 6 minutes with you. So please give me your date of birth and then tell me and shoot your question. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my date of birth is 6/9/86.
Okay, sweetheart. And shoot your question.
Okay, so my question is, my husband and I are embarking on some changes going into getting a business started, and I want to know how we can move in to the next phase of our life happy and successful in our business.
Well, let me first ask you something. Why you feel that maybe you could not or you are not going to? What makes you to feel doubtful and stressful or anything in regard to that? Why you are thinking that maybe you are guys not going to?
It's not that we're not going to, it's just that I worry about us taking the right steps to do it. And so he wants to do it right now, and I just want to make sure that we do it in a way that will be successful and get the business going rather than go into it and go backwards.
Okay, so are you ready to hear the good news? And I really mean it. I'm not telling you because to make you happy or actually feel you to feel prosperous. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be successful, but you are going to. So let me tell you, the one thing that came directly in the middle of your pentagon, which made me to feel very happy, is about that the change that you both made a decision for. It's going to be an amazing and awesome change, which is going to change everything, every single areas. It's going to touch every single areas of both lives, of your life and actually your husband's life, to the better, positive, and awesome way. You guys indeed needed actually to have this kind of the beauty of decision much sooner, but you know what? Never late. So what you are guys doing right now and actually continuing is going to be an awesome, amazing timing together to explore each other's feelings and explore actually that how strongly you guys going to stand behind each other and make each other successful. And everything is going to be as you ever want and wish for. In terms of money, financial, I would not have any sort of boriness and craziness about it because I can see in the middle of your pentagon, money and prosperity is something that coming and flow after you both, you and your husband. So whatever you are guys doing right now sounds like everything you both and being in this frequency for so long time, but because you guys never believed that it's going to happen, that you are guys never make a decision to go for it. But right now you are absolutely in the right directions, and I wanted you to continue with no doubt. You got it, baby? So drop your anxiety, shake it, let it go, okay? Closing your eyes and telling to yourself, everything I touch turns to precious gold because I want this way, and because we both sitting in the same desires and same feelings and same connection, and we both really feel and managing. So never ever you both actually going back or think it's going to come around you, because you both going to make it. I do believe in you, and I do believe in your husband, as I can see it in your pentagon here, how strongly you are guys going to share the good news, happy timing, and how everything is going to be as good as possible. So I wanted you to promise me that you never back off, that you never feel down. I wanted you to promise me to support fully your husband, and I wanted you to not even doubting him for 1 second, because he's starting to not doubting himself anymore because of you. You are the best ever motivation and best ever person that happened in his life. That's what I wanted you to go for it. I wanted you to stand behind his back. I wanted you to support him, and never ever let any anxieties and doubt come to you and trying to, pull your spirit and feelings down. Let it go right away with me and never let come back to you. You have to promise me.
Okay, I will.
Just say, I promise and I will.
I promise and I will. I will.
Good, sweetheart. Good news around the mid of July, and that's going to take off anytime after actually the September 10 and September the 17. So July and September is going to be the month for celebration. I have just 60 seconds to say goodbye to my audience. See you tomorrow at 7 Pacific time. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and I wish I could have much longer time to talk to you, but just 60 seconds. My producer actually telling me that it's done. So have a great one. God bless you all, and remember again, you are living now, not in the future, not in your past, just now. Have a great one, and God bless A1R Psychic Radio. Bye-bye, guys.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Last 11 weeks of the show that I've been bringing to you here each week, we always start with a card of the week from the Simply Tarot deck, a deck of cards that I created about 12 years ago now. So this week's card is the Moon. Now, it's very, very interesting because the Moon card is the card of deception or delays, emotions up or down, maybe deceiving yourself emotionally, or bit of an extension of the full moon. So we're going to continue on with our little mini astrology lessons that we've been conducting here on the show, and we're actually up to the planet of communication. We're up to Mercury. Now, Mercury is one of my favourite planets because Mercury gets a lot of press during the year. When Mercury goes retrograde and starts to play havoc with everything, everybody says, oh dear, here goes Mercury retrograde, and we blame everything on that. But Mercury is actually a very important planet in our astrological chart because it shows us how we communicate with the world. And as you may know if you've been following this segment, your sun sign does not represent the other 9 planets sitting with things, rational thinking, our intellect, how we sort of resolve intellectual problems or things that come into our thought. You think, which is Mercury in Taurus. So Mercury in Taurus is no different. Mercury, let's look at it, put it on paper, write it down, put it on the whiteboard. We need to see this in a visual way so that we can sort of ponder on this, give it a bit of thought. But it also gives us clarity here because by slowing everything down, maybe then we get more answers in the way that we need to approach something on a communication level. You quite often find people with Mercury in Taurus have lovely speaking voices, and they quite often have beautiful speaking and singing voices as well. So it's really, really interesting when you work with someone that has Mercury in Taurus. You quite often say, I could listen to them recite anything. Their beautiful voice is just so amazing. So it's a nice placement to have Mercury in Taurus. If you're lucky enough to have that, you probably have a beautiful singing voice hidden there somewhere. So for those that have Mercury in Gemini, well, what can I say? Mercury's at home in Gemini. It's the planet that rules Gemini. So it's the one where Mercury loves to be the most. He's just right at home here. It's sort of quick, fast, logical, practical, indecisive, happy, everything all rolled into one. So anybody that has Mercury in Gemini, you quite often find that they go into a communications industry. A lot of people in the media particularly have Mercury in Gemini because they have that ability to think quickly, to rationalise information almost at the speed of lightning. It's almost like a computer brain that they have. They can quite often have photographic memories, but it's only when something really interests them. It's in, it's out, it's here, it's gone. They don't necessarily always retain that information unless it means something to them or is important to them. So please don't be too hard on our fellow Geminis that have Mercury in Gemini because they process so much information. It's like the speed of lightning, that things come, things go, and they can't retain it all, otherwise their brains would explode. But they do make great journalists. They do come up with some very thought-provoking questions and ideas and give us different ways of looking at things and sort of innovation. And I think we all need that, and particularly in today's world where we're surrounded by so much communication in all the forms of social media. Sometimes we get a little bit overwhelmed in how that we should process all this stuff. You know, once upon a time, not that long ago, we used to send a letter by the snail mail. Now, if it's not there instantly, there's something wrong. So look at how life has changed in the last 20 or 30 years, and just makes you realise how quickly communication can change. So for the final little part before we take some calls here, I always like to try and bring in something that might be happening around this amazing universe of ours on an astrological front. Last week we spoke about the full moon in Sagittarius. This week I'd like to change the pace a little bit and to concrete boots on. Well, you probably have with Mercury going retrograde. Well, the good news is, I beg your pardon, I keep saying Mercury, it's Jupiter. With Jupiter going retrograde, Jupiter has now just gone direct on the 10th of June, and it's in Libra, so it's in an energy where Jupiter does feel reasonably okay, because the Librian energy is about balance, is about finding the truth, is about the nicer times of life, you know, bringing the prettier side of things in. It wants everything to be happy, joy, joy. You know, we want everything to be beautiful and perfect as much as possible. So Jupiter feels right at home there because it's asking you to try and bring some perfection into your life. And it's also asking you, what is it that maybe you need to let go of? What is it that you're trying to bring into your life to improve it? And I think it's interesting now that Jupiter's gone direct, fingers crossed, that we may just see a little bit of a breather here with this terrorism that's been going on around the world, that maybe we might have just diffused a little bit of that. We can only hope, so that people can start to sort of try and put their lives back together and see some positive things. Let's try and move the person doing something positive and then the next person doing something positive, and on it goes. We change the energy around the globe, and I think that's what we need to be doing at the moment, is we need to try and find a positive way of all of us taking a little bit of responsibility for ourselves and our own lives, and collectively the energy will shift. And I think that's a really nice way of looking at it. So in, you know, the jigsaw view of how you're made up, that's what we've been doing as we work through these planets, and we work through a little bit of what's happening in the universe every week. So we're going to now start to take our first caller for the show. We've got Lisa in Denver City. So Lisa, are you there? Texas? Lisa? Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can I help you? How can we help you tonight, sweetie? Do you have a particular question you'd like me to answer, Lisa?
I was just really looking for some general insight. I am also a light worker, and I do some psychic medium work, and I'm just looking at some, maybe like some guidance or some insight maybe of what you're getting drawn to tell me of where I can take my business a step further, and or what I can do, just some general guidance.
Okay. Lisa, do you mind sharing with me your date of birth, please, sweetie? Just the day and the month will be fine.
May 4th.
Okay, so you're Taurus, Lisa. Okay, so because the first thing I was getting psychic was that you were at a crossroads. It's like a number of things have come to a close or are coming to a conclusion, and it's like, it's what next? The question marks are there. Where do I go from here? It's not that I necessarily want to walk away from things. You feel it's now a time of expansion, a time of growth. Now, it's interesting because I do feel it is a time of growth, But I think also what you need to ask yourself is, what is it that you want to achieve from this work? It's all well and fine saying, yes, I'm a light worker, I'm in spiritual work and all these sort of things, and yes, you know, we all need an income to survive on. That's part of what makes the world go round. But I always wonder what it is that drives you to do this sort of work. I know for me personally, it's never been about finances. It's never been about money. It's always been about trying to help someone else to make their life better. And this is where I think you've been a little bit stuck. It's sort of like you've been wrestling with yourself at why you're doing this work. The first thing that they're showing me is I think you need to review your pricing structure. I actually think that you're undervaluing yourself, and I think this is part of where the questioning is coming in. It's like, oh, how do I price my time? How do I price my knowledge? And that's always a difficult one, because so many people sort of believe that we should give this away freely. I don't agree with that. There has to be a transfer of energy, whether that's money or loaves of bread or a sheep or a cow or whatever. There has to be a transfer of energy of some sort of thing. And this day and age, it's currency. That's the transfer that has to happen. So I think you need to sit down and look at your pricing structure. I think there needs to be, you need to treat this like a business, and I think that's part of the problem. You've never actually put your work into the third person. We need to put it into, this is the third person, this is the business. Now, if you were a business and you were selling shoes, once a year you would reevaluate your pricing structure, your costs, how much money it's costing you to have the store open, how much it costs you to produce shoes, how much it costs you to sell them, and how much profit you're making. So I want to see you put your business into that way, and look at sort of, you know, set a date on the calendar. The first of every August 1 every year is when I look at how I'm going business-wise. Am I happy with the pricing structure that I've got? Is it time to have a little price increase? And I think if you can put it in that way, I think you'll start to feel that you're more in control of this, which is good, which is what needs to happen. Have you just taken up the study of another tool to put in the toolkit, Lisa?
Have I done what? What did you say with the tool?
Have you taken up some study in another area like astrology or numerology or something like that?
Oh, no, right now I'm just, I'm working as a certified psychic medium, and that's what I do. I have my own business I've opened. It's called Magnet Motivation. Me and my husband, I was in a car wreck in 2014, and that left me paralyzed. So after this car wreck, my abilities have just been really heightened, and I went full force with it, and I've been doing it full time every day. And like I said, I'm a mother and I'm a wife, and so I'm just really trying to balance everything right now. But it's sometimes I have the I almost want to doubt myself, and I'm scared that I'm gonna just wake up one morning and it's not gonna be the same, you know. But it's that fear, it's that irrational fear that always is trying to creep in, and so I'm constantly working on staying balanced and staying motivating and inspiring for people, because that is why I do this. I do this for people, and I mean, I wish we could do it all free, but my time is money, and you know, my abilities, I give my all to people when I look at them. So
oh yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it for money. What I'm suggesting, Lisa, is we've got to put it into the third person, as if the business entity is separate from you and your husband and separate from family life, so that if you do that, it then becomes less scary. Look, the day you stop having fears about losing your gift, that's the day that I think you're in serious trouble. Let me share that with you, Lisa. I've been in this sort of work over 40 years, and I can tell you I still wake up most days and think, oh my heavens, I hope I've still got my gift. And I think if you lose that, I think you lose your objectivity, I think you lose the ability to stay grounded. So don't be frightened of that. But can I sort of suggest, I mean, as we go through life and as we go through our psychic development, there's always something else that we can learn. Even though, as I said, I've been in this industry a hell of a long time, I personally went back earlier this year and started doing a course with somebody that's very world renowned, not because I thought that I was going to necessarily learn anything. It was something I did for my soul. So, you know, sometimes we've got to do things like that that are just purely for us, that feed our soul as a psychic, as a medium, as, you know, a light worker, that we sometimes need to do things for ourselves. I think what you need to do, what they're showing me, is there needs to be more structure. There needs to be, and this is really hard to do when you need income, is to set regular hours, that these are the only hours that I work. I've got work hours, I've got family hours, I've got, you know, homework hours, I've got time with my children, and stick to that. When somebody rings up and says I want an appointment and it's outside of those hours, that can be really daunting, because you know you need the money.
You're pretty spot on about that, because right now that's where I'm struggling. I'm struggling how to balance my time, where I can still have, you know, my time and my family time, and I have a hard time turning people away. You know, I'm just struggling with that right now.
I think we all struggle with that, Lisa, and that's something I can't give you a magic answer to that. All I can say to you is, if you look at it like a business, and this is how I overcame it, I went and did a business course, and I put the psychic stuff into the business category, that this is business. Business hours are between this hour and this hour, no exceptions. And then that way, by you being more confident when you speak to people, and you don't say to them, well, when would you like your appointment? You say to them, my next available appointment is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And they say, oh, I can't do that, I work. And then you say to them, well, my next available appointment is, and it's whatever you might want to work outside of business hours, is when you give them that opportunity. So that's how you sort of, you've got to keep working at it, sweetheart. It doesn't just, you wake up one day and everything falls into place. It's a constant battle and a constant struggle between trying to manage your time and have downtime with your family, which is equally as important, if not so more important. So I think you're certainly on the right path, but they were showing me some other study or some other tool that you were going to start to study later this year as well.
My husband is actually getting into the astrology, so we're trying to get in that together and kind of build our business and do kind of where we can offer more services, you know, and just better ourselves all around. I was going to ask you, do you have are you getting anything, or do you have any feelings regarding my marriage or my family or anything?
Look, I think as far as your marriage and family life is concerned, I think, you know, things there are pretty stable, even though you sort of worry about things all the time. You know, there's always going to be ups and downs in family life, but basically on the whole, I think the two of you are twin souls. You're meant to be together. You know, you've got a great little family, so just keep going. Just take each day as it comes, Lisa. Don't try and fix the whole world's problems in one night. You know, take it one step at a time. But if you go to my Facebook page later, if you go to my Facebook page tomorrow, I'll put up there some suggestions of some astrology books that may help you and your husband with your studies.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, sweetheart. Lovely to talk with you, and I wish you every success. I know you and your husband are going to do very well. You keep up the good work.
Thank you, and I wish you well too, and I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you, Lisa. We're going to go to Brenda in Toronto, Ontario. Jenna, are you there, Brenda?
Here. Hi.
Hello. Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
How can I help you?
Hi there. I just wanted to get a reading. I've been having, you know, a difficult past few months, and I just wanted to see if, you know, what direction I should go in, or, you know, what could be, you know, in my future, or what direction I should take.
Okay. All right. The last couple of months, I think what you've been doing, what's been happening is you've been going through what I term as a lot of psychic and emotional changes. So even though you've been feeling very, very restless, and at times sort of really quite emotional, you know, sometimes you're on a real great high, and then the next couple of hours you can be feeling really quite low. Don't be too hard on yourself, because this just means that you're tuning into things a lot more than what you used to do. So this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. And this always happens just prior to a major emotional shift in our lives, or us moving into some very different areas of our life. So as we start to open ourselves up on a psychic sort of level, or on an intuition level, we start to be more aware of our emotions, of how we feel, becoming super sensitive to things. Some people say, oh, noises are starting to annoy me. Some people say I can't stand light. Other people say I'm having food allergies, or things that, you know, never bothered me once upon a time are now bothering me. And these are all part of the changes that are happening. What they are showing me is from August this year, I do feel that it's going to take a very different direction to where it is now. Have you been contemplating changing your day job?
Yes.
They're showing me a new job, but it's not coming before about August. And they're showing me it's still in the same type of work, but it's got a different energy about it. It's sort of like, it's still familiar type of work, but it's like the company themselves might handle their business a different way, so it's going to give a new sort of feel to you. It's giving you excitement. I'm going to say it's going to be a fairly reasonable sized company that you'll be going to work for. It won't be super small, but it's not a big multinational either. It's sort of like a medium sized company. We have the opportunity, I feel, to grow within the company itself. There's opportunities there for advancement. They particularly don't sort of stand in the way of women getting ahead in the business. They are very equal in that way. They don't care whether you're male or female. If you work hard, the opportunities will be there for you. I also feel that there's going to be some changes to where you're living. I'm not saying necessarily a move of residence, but I'm saying you're going to be changing things around or moving the furniture around or something like that. That's also part of the changes that are happening. Has there been some changes in your personal relationship with your, you know, matters of the heart? Has there been some difficult patches there with your partner?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm not necessarily seeing an end to the relationship, but what I am seeing is we've still got some tricky patches here to manoeuvre. And the most important thing I can say to you is stand your ground and be open and honest. You don't have to turn around and change your mind or back down on what is important to you just because your partner doesn't understand, can't understand, or doesn't want it to be that way. If they're really the right person for you, then they will work at trying to find a solution with you. And by the same token, I'm not asking the other person to back down on what they believe is important either. It's a time of negotiation for the two of you, and I believe we can take this relationship into a much, much deeper level once we overcome these issues that have been coming up. It's because you're growing at a fast rate of knots and the other person hasn't been matching you the step. That's the major problem here. So they've either got to allow you to continue to grow and be happy to sit on the sidelines and just support you, or step up to the plate and grow with you. It's their choice. You know, we don't always have to grow at the same rate. We just have to be accepting of our partner's changes. You know, we don't all stay the same. Life would be boring. We'd all be back at babyhood still sitting in diapers. So that's not where we want to be, you know. That's what life is about. It's about evolving, growing, changing, moving forward. I think the remainder of this year will see some surprises, but surprises in a positive way, not necessarily in a negative way. So just stand your ground, take day by day. Don't be in a hurry to try and sort everything out in one go. Just take it one step at a time. And I know that you will find that when you look back on 2017, it's going to be one of the most major, exciting years of your life where a lot of change has happened. So I wish you well on your journey. I know that you will have some amazing stories to tell at the end of the year, and have a great week. So unfortunately we've come to the end of another show. So next week on the show we'll be obviously doing the Simply Tarot card of the week. We'll be continuing on with our series of Mercury. Mercury will be moving into Cancer, Leo and Virgo next week, and we'll also have a little glimpse at what's happening in the universe around for you. So enjoy your week, be kind to each other, and I look forward to working with you all again next Wednesday. Have a great night.
40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Hi, I'm Asia, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now, back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio, now, on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Hello everybody, this is Indigo Grace. This is my very, very first hosting of my own show. I cannot believe it, how things have changed in my world over the last, let's say, 20 years at least. So I'm bringing you today heart and soul guidance, channeled through spirit. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about spirit and the soul. And the reason that I've called this heart and soul guidance is because they're the places where we get to make all of our decisions, and it's where we get to know things really deeply. That gut feeling, our intuition, our sixth sense. We've all got a little bit of psychic in us. It's just how much have we developed that? Is that what we're meant to be doing in this lifetime? Apparently so for me. I didn't realise I was psychic. I've been psychic my whole life. And in the early years, it was actually really hard work. It was hard going, being a super, super sensitive person, being an empath, not knowing that everyone else couldn't do well. Most people weren't able to do what I was able to do, particularly in my family. So being the age I am now, not telling you that on the first day, I'm really, really glad to know that there wasn't something wrong with me. I'm actually psychic. And what a fantastic gift this is for me, for my family, for my friends, for my clients, for everybody. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you all for hopefully a very long time going forward from today. And for me, I'm in Australia, if you hadn't recognised the accent. It's the 2nd of June, so it's new beginnings, 1st of June for you there in the US. And I'm really excited about this. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I'm just going by the vibes that are coming through. So the reason I started tuning to spirit is that I just had a knowing and that there was more, and I would become sort of entranced really when I'd connect into spirit, and I would know things that wasn't possible by anyone else. And so the more that I did that, the more I was able to receive the knowing. So I hear messages, I see things in my mind's eye, in my chakra here, which is actually the colour of indigo. And I just know things. I can pick things up just by talking to someone if I choose to tune in. And there's certain times and places that I do that. And this is the time to do it. So spirit, some people refer to spirit as God, our higher selves, the universe. There's all sorts of words. The divine. I tend to use the word spirit. And it really is the energy that is within every single living thing. For me, that is what is spirit or is God. And so for me, it's a mix of science and faith. The messages that come through when I tune in, sometimes I feel them in my physical body and I can have a physical reaction. But what happens is I start to download lots and lots of information about a person, about their reason for being here on this planet, in this lifetime. Everything that I've come to know for myself is what I share with you, it's not coming from books that I've read, it's not coming from things that people have told me and I'm just believing it because I think I should. It's all because I've discovered this stuff for myself. I had some healthy skepticism for myself at the beginning, and it's all coming together. It's all making sense. And a lot of the things that I've been privy to hear about actually are true. So together, you, me, and listeners are going to go on a beautiful journey of discovering, connecting to spirit, connecting to yourself, and the soul within you. And it's our soul that's our life force. And this is the thing that I am actually still trying to figure out what we're here for. I get why I'm here for this lifetime, but are we here to raise the vibration of the universe? And if so, what's the end result? Or what's that going to be? So having faith in following the guidance, following the signs, so that we can discover what it's all about. It's an exciting journey. And you're here with me today on this. So I believe we have a first caller. Are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Hello, Marianne, is it?
Hi, it's difficult to hear you. The connection doesn't sound real good.
Oh, dear. How about if I
can hear you now.
Oh, okay, I'm speaking louder. So, Mary, you're my very, very, very first caller.
So, I'm sorry, what did you ask me?
I said you're my very, very first caller.
Oh, I am? Great.
You have the honour.
Great.
So, tell Mary, what is it that you would like to know about? What is it that prompted you to call in today?
Well, I guess my first thing is relationship. I've been speaking with someone over the phone for about 5 days, and I'm supposed to meet him tomorrow, and I just wondered if you could give me any insight to this particular person, or anything that surrounds. Do you get a message about anything about it?
Well, the first question I want to ask you is, do you know if he's involved in armed forces at all?
Involved in sports?
No, like the Navy or any of the forces?
He actually was in the Navy at one point.
Okay. I feel as though he's a trustworthy person. What do you think about that? Do you feel that too?
I do. I've had a really good feeling about him.
Great.
So, yeah.
So it feels as though he may have been alone for a while and that he's actually feeling quite lonely. Has he mentioned that to you?
Yes, actually, yes. He's been divorced a long time, and he has, expressed that, his desires, find someone and all of that.
Okay. So what I'm getting is that he's a nice guy, that he's probably been hurt in love by, I think, the last lady that he was with, and it's hurt him quite deeply. I feel as though he's questioning his time here on this earth. Also, like, he's not really sure what to do with himself next. I think he feels that if he has a relationship, that's at least one thing that he'll have going for him, and that's not in any way to minimise the importance of you or whoever is in relationship with him. It's not something to fix him, but I think he's sort of feeling into what are the things that he needs to help improve his life and help lift his mood. Excuse me, because I feel as though he might be feeling quite low in spirits. Are you aware of that?
Okay. You know, I don't know that for sure, you know. He hasn't really said that, but I can relate to what you said, I think, about him not sure what to do next, because I know that what he's currently doing, he says he doesn't want to do forever, and he's got another interest, a couple other interests for work, possibly, so.
Yes, it feels as though he's looking for direction. The word is actually directionless, so he's looking for direction. And he does feel that a relationship is one of those things to have in his life that will help him to feel as though he's moving through his life well. Just as if we have, you know, good employment, we have good friends, we have a good social life, we have sufficient finances, all of those things, having a happy and healthy relationship is something for him that's important, to feel that he's successful in his world. So I do feel that you are speaking with a genuine person, that he is a nice guy. I do think, though, there's going to be a few issues, as we all have our things that we have to learn about ourselves. There's probably one or two major issues. When I say major, I don't mean run for the hills, but significant life lessons that he hasn't yet looked at for himself. So they will probably pop up and show their head fairly soon, and it is about his ability to relate, probably communication, and most of all his awareness of himself. How much does he really know himself in a true, authentic way of being? So as far as you guys being successful, I think it's going to be an exploration is the word for it. That's my sense. It's an exploration and a learning opportunity for both of you of being authentic and honest with your feelings and communication and really establishing what it is that you feel is the right type of personality for your relationship that matches well with you. So there's definitely going to be the opportunity for you to do some personal growth in this connection. I feel as though you're going to be talking for quite some time before you actually meet. Does all that sort of ring true for you?
So you just said, what did you just say, that we were going to be talking for a while before we meet?
Yes, or have you met him yet? I could be wrong.
No, we're supposed to meet tomorrow.
Oh, really? So how long have you been talking? I've got a number.
Just for 5 days.
5? Did you say 5 days?
5 days.
Okay. I've got the number 3 and it's 3 months. So I feel as though you're going to be talking with him for 3 months. I want to tune into the fact that you're meeting with him tomorrow and I think that's going to go fine. I think you're both going to be nervous. I think you'll really like each other and that you're going to be taking small steps. So a little bit guarded, which is a good thing to protect yourself, not throw yourself right into and think, oh, I'm in love and all those things that we can do really early on. So I would definitely follow that guidance around taking the 3 months to really get to know this person. I think it's going to be really important for you because it's going to help you establish a heart connection rather than it being an, I'm going to use the word ego, but I don't mean it, that you're an egotistical person, but from our ego, meaning, or from your ego or his ego. What that means is from a needy place. You know, sometimes we can get into a relationship and it's kind of to fulfill our needs rather than it being really through the heart.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah, you get what I mean? Yeah. And so it's probably through being able to have this time of having a heart connection with him that these issues that I was mentioning before will show. And it's going to give you the time and the opportunity to sort through them and work out what's my stuff here and what's his stuff. And how much of this do I need to take responsibility for? Is there anything else about that you'd like to know before I tell you something else?
No, nope, that was good. What else do you have?
Okay, so I said at the beginning that this is about the heart and soul, okay? So I've just been talking about the heart, but now I want to talk about your soul journey. And we meet people and we have a choice. We have free will in this world. So even though we may have a destiny, we have a free will around how we reach that place. And so every person that we come into contact with gives us the opportunity to learn, heal and grow. And this is one of those opportunities, of course, meeting this man. So I just want to take a moment to tune into your soul to find out what it is that you're going to have the opportunity to learn. We don't always take that opportunity, but if we're aware of it, then we can see it and find the courage. Okay, I'm getting, and it's interesting that it's today because a Friday for me, it's the fifth day, the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra. It's about communication. Oh, okay. So I'm getting downloaded now a whole lot of stuff about who you are. I'm not going to share this on air because you might think that it's a bit too private. And when I say who you are, I mean at a soul level, what your experiences have been. Okay, so this is about having a voice, and it is in relation to some wounding that you had as a young girl with one of your family members. So I'm not going to mention who that is. If you want to know more about that, we can connect later on. Okay, so as a soul, we choose to come in and learn certain lessons. And one of the lessons that you've you've chosen to learn in this lifetime is to finally overcome self-esteem issues. Can you confirm for me that you may have had some trouble this lifetime with self-worth, self-esteem?
Yes.
Yes? Would you say it's been one of the bigger ones for you?
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Okay. I feel it's the same for this other guy, okay? And the two of you are going to, if you're able to manage the communication and if you're able to manage the lesson journey in this, and so what I mean by that is perhaps get some guidance through someone like myself or anyone else that you may know or prefer to work with, the two of you can actually help each other, support each other, work through this together. And this can be something that's really bonding for a couple, although it can also rip people apart if they don't work on it together because the blame game comes in. So this is an opportunity, so it either will be a good one or it might fizzle and die, because the opportunity to learn for both of you about the self-esteem healing it needs to be picked up to make that decision on how successful this relationship will be.
Okay.
He has a big heart, so I feel that he's open. There's a doorway that is open, maybe even just halfway within him, where he's gotten to a place in his life where he's ready to start reflecting, ready to start looking that little bit deeper, looking around the other side of the door at what really has been going wrong here. And that's when we start to look within. And so this is that opportunity for you too. How does that sound?
Wow. Yeah. Sounds great. That person you were talking about in my childhood, is that a female or male?
It's a male.
Okay.
Do you mind if I say who it is on air?
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's your dad.
Now, what about my dad?
So there's been a little bit of a lack of heart connection with your dad, and so that's created some insecurity in you about who you are as a person, how special you are, how beautiful you are, how anything you are. So it's created some self-doubt. Does that resonate for you?
It doesn't. It would be more my mom than my dad, because my dad was the one that I was close with.
That you were
and
close
it was my
with.
mom that
Okay.
I wasn't close with.
So this is where I talk about the soul's journey, right? So we come in and we choose our mother and our father, and we actually have an agreement, and that they're going to treat us in a certain way so that we will feel a certain thing. We have one with our mum, we have one with our dad. And the one that I'm picking up on specifically in relation to this person that you're liaising with, that you want to date, maybe, this issue is in relation to your dad. So that doesn't mean there's
when you
not
say
stuff
dad, you mean the dad that raised me from the past, or my biological dad? Because there's two fathers.
There you go. That's it. So, just checking on that abandonment issue.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense now. Because he is living. My adopted dad is not alive anymore, but my birth dad is, and I haven't talked to him for a very long time.
I've got chills. I can feel it. There is a whole lot of healing to be done around that. Are you okay with me talking about this online?
Yes, go ahead. I'm fine.
Okay. So there's a whole lot of healing to be done there. There's a bunch of resentment still within you. I can feel it in your legs. Do you have any issues with your legs at all?
Yes, they actually hurt bad today.
They're hurting bad right now?
Yeah. They specifically.
It's affecting your legs. It's affecting your ability. It's affecting your mobility and your ability to move forward in life. I'm just got chills all over my body right now.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Wow.
Well,
so
do you recommend that I call? I've been thinking about calling him.
What I thoroughly recommend is having an energy healing on this issue to clear it before you speak to Dad, or sorry, birth dad. It's your choice, but it's whether you want to be able to go to him from with love in your heart and from a place of compassion and understanding, and get out the resentment and the hurt and the pain and the anger prior. If you would like to potentially have a good relationship, or at least okay relationship with him, that's what I recommend. If you don't care about that, then that's actually going to stay in the way, because it's the relationship, the energy between you and your birth dad, from you, not from him. It's what was from him that's affected you, but now it's how you feel about him, if that makes sense. That's what's getting in the way. That's what's being held in the legs. It's also in the heart, and this is what's getting in the way with the relationship. So when we heal that energy issue, it changes the outcome in the rest of our world. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does. It does.
Awesome. Well,
okay.
I think that's all I need to tell you for now. And we're going to be closing off shortly anyway. I can't believe how quickly this has gone. I really, really hope that this has been helpful for you and given you enough guidance.
It has.
Awesome. So I do energy healing. I'm trained in shamanic healing. I work with crystals and angels, and I've got beautiful guides and all sorts of things. And if you or anyone is interested in having an energy healing, it works just like this. It just goes deeper, and because everything's connected, you don't have to be face to face, just as we're not right now. As I'm in Australia and you're in, where are you?
I'm in Michigan, in the U.S.
World, and I can tune in and know those things about you. So that's how energy healing works as well. So if anyone wants to find more about what I do, it's on the web, www.indigo- which is a dash, grace.com.au. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your call, and all the very best. And you can also Facebook message me and let me know how you're going.
Wonderful. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Love, light, and blessings to you. Thank you.
Take care. Okay, good night.
Good night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I believe we're just about out of time. I can't believe it was my first show and how quickly it went. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to tuning in next week. And keep on those requests.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Drop that baby.
Radio show. Thank you for joining me. I hope everyone had a great week. Before we get started, quick shout out to my dad and all the other dads out there for this Sunday. Happy Father's Day. I hope you all have a fantastic Father's Day doing what you love and getting to spend time with your kids, or maybe not. In honor of Father's Day, I'm offering a 20% discount on all my services through the end of the month. You can book an appointment with me by calling or texting 407-374-3133 or emailing askrebecca@gmail.com. So this week's predictions will run from tonight through next Thursday, the 22nd. I'll be sharing what you may experience as an overall theme for the week, and then specific areas in love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. Now, these are general predictions for everyone, so not everything will apply strictly to you. Now, if you're interested in receiving personal monthly and/or weekly video predictions emailed directly to your inbox, I am offering the monthly predictions for $31, or you can choose to receive both the monthly and weekly for $22 a week. And all you have to do is send me an email to askrebeccatoday@gmail.com. Let me know your full name, your date of birth, and which offer you'd like. Then I'll get you set up to receive those immediately. All right, so here is what you can expect to deal with this week. So there's two general themes that are happening. One of the themes this week will have to do with blockages and feeling stuck. The other theme is about people trying too hard, pushing too fast, and in general kind of stepping on the toes of others around them, or you may be getting your toes stepped on. You'll either fall into a combination of both of these categories or one of them. Some of you will be realizing why you're stuck and how you've been blocking yourself. So there's been a little bit of self-sabotaging behavior, and I think, to me, it feels like some of you will kind of become aware of that. And others of you will actually find yourselves being blocked or stuck in some situation or some way, just feeling stuck and no forward motion and a blocking sensation. And this could show up either literally, where maybe you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you're blocked by traffic and you can't go anywhere for an hour, or it's you blocking yourself from moving forward in something in life, or maybe you're stuck somehow. So maybe you get stuck in the mud, or you get, any sort of thing with stuck. So just kind of be prepared for that. I do feel there will be those of you who will be experiencing giving and or receiving constructive criticism sometimes this week. Sometimes I feel like you'll be on the receiving end, where all of a sudden you'll find yourself somebody being overly critical of you, and it's meant to be constructive criticism, but it's coming across really harshly, and it triggers some of you. Now, the other way around is you'll also be dishing it. So catch yourself when you're in the phase of, overly criticizing someone or judging them, or, thinking you know better. Just be careful not to step on anybody's toes. I kind of feel like it will be a theme that you recognize. So it may start off with someone criticizing you, then you turn around and criticize someone, or vice versa. So good luck with that. That's never a fun spot to be in. So just try to take everything with a grain of salt and, not get too crazy about it. All of you will be experiencing a lot of mental and physical energy this week. So make sure you're using it wisely. A lot of times when we're stuck in mental energy, it can cause us to get stuck into a loop of overanalyzing and overthinking, and with the energies this week, that's very likely to happen. Try to give yourself a moment to take a couple of deep breaths to stop that cycle of thought. And sometimes, those thoughts could be negative, so the negative Nancy might show up. So again, just try to use your mental and physical energy wisely. Now, for those of you that have jobs and you're working and you're employed, I feel some of you may be dealing with some sort of work conflict this week. Maybe you get into a disagreement with a coworker or a boss, or something else comes up where it's just a conflict. I feel like it's not going to be a huge conflict, not super dramatic, but there might be some issues that creep up. Stay grounded. Don't become emotionally reactive. That's never a good thing. Try to stay grounded in what you're feeling, and I would advise against, getting into some sort of verbal altercation or anything like that. So kind of just, again, relax. The rest of you, I kind of feel like work is going to be going the same. Nothing, too exciting, nothing too boring. It's just kind of what it is, and you're just going to roll through the week and no biggie. Those of you that are looking for work, now I feel like some of you guys will actually be interviewing this upcoming week, and some of the advice that was coming through was for you to make sure that during the interview process you're remaining humble. Show some humility, because whoever you're interviewing with will like that, and it potentially will help you land the job. So, and when I mean humility and humble, I don't mean you're in there, smack talking yourself or putting yourself down in any way. It's just not being overly arrogant and like you have it all figured out. So just find the balance of confidence and being humble, and just be yourself, and I feel like you'll land that job. There was some advice about be cautious with contracts. So if any of you are potentially being offered a job that requires you to, sign a contract, go through it. Let somebody else look at it as well. Make sure that it is what you want, and you don't end up signing your name to the dotted line and then after the fact realize you're stuck in a situation. So just be cautious. Those of you that don't have any interviews lined up, I kind of feel like it's going to be a slow week for you. I do feel like you'll see some signs of progress, meaning like maybe you're looking online and some things pop up and you see that there's jobs that you'd like to apply for. We'll apply for them. I just kind of feel like don't expect any immediate results next week. So just hang in there, stay positive. It's coming. Just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually a job will come your way. Love, those of you that are in committed relationships and or dating, you can expect, I feel like some of you will realize things aren't where they need to be for your relationship to thrive. And I kind of feel like it will be you taking a look at yourself, taking a look within to figure out, I feel like there'll be some realizations surrounding whether or not you've actually dealt with past relationship traumas and false beliefs that you've maybe had for yourself. So I feel like, some of you guys will realize that, and will realize that it's your own heart that's blocked, and, you'll start doing, I think you'll decide to start working on those things. You'll start working on yourself, and if you do that, I feel like your relationship will blossom again, because it will move to the next level, because you're opening your heart, so it will get better. So good luck to all of you. I feel really positive about it. Others will realize that you're in a relationship that is absolutely positively not good for you, okay? So really, really think about what it is you want in your life, what you need in your life, what your relationship expectations are on some level. Obviously, I don't want you to limit yourself, but I definitely feel like some of you will finally have the courage to kind of think about moving on, because there's a few of you that are in some unhealthy relationships right now that kind of hurt my heart for you. So I want you to make sure that you move past this fear of moving on, or that you can't find anybody else, or that you're not worthy, or whatever story it is that you're telling yourself. I want you to just really allow yourself to try to move on and get yourself in a better situation. It's better to be alone than it is to be in a really crappy relationship, okay? A few of you will be dealing with some mild conflict. Again, nothing traumatic. I think normal relationship stuff. You're going to have to agree to disagree. I feel like a few of you are stuck in a habit of when you do get into a conflict, you're pushing and, just arguing, and, you know, pick and choose your battles. Be aware of when you're pushing and be aware of when you need to back off. Sometimes it's just not worth having the debate or the ship to yourself, or that you constantly are attracting relationships that kind of mirror the things from past relationships. So again, I feel like, you know, it's time for you to realize what you need to deal with, like what are the emotional blocks, so that you can work past these traumas and do the work, open your heart. And that's what some of you will be dealing with. Others, I feel like you guys are going to be in kind of a good space, and you know, the words that kept coming to mind, and this is a family-friendly show, but the words that kept coming to mind were, you'll be mingling your asses off. So do it, have fun. The more fun and confident you feel and are with yourself, the more attractive you'll be to other people. So go out there, mingle, have an awesome time, and just be open. You know, don't go out there being on the prowl, because then that's going to have the opposite effect. Just go enjoy yourself, be you, feel good about yourself, and you'll end up attracting exactly what you need into your life. Let's see here. Finances. Some of you are sticking around in unhappy jobs because you have an emotional bond to your work, but it's not serving you anymore, and it's not even serving you on at a financial point either. So I kind of feel like maybe you'll have some aha moments at that point during the week, and figuring out that change isn't all bad, and you know, you really want to just do something different. So again, it's kind of moving past some blockages. Some of you this week will realize that you don't know as much about finances as you think you do. So don't overextend yourselves financially and assume you'll take care of it in the future, because you're setting yourself up for failure. And some of you will actually be dealing with the fallout from past choices like that next week. So expect maybe a couple of things to come up that are a little hairy within the financial situation. And then for some of you, it's just going to be business as usual. Again, I feel overall nobody should be doing anything risky this week. The energies just don't quite feel like it's a good time to take big risks. Health, some of you, I feel like you will finally realize, like, you've been working way too hard, you've been overdoing it, like you've been overdoing everything, and you've been overdoing it for a while, and this week I feel like you're going to feel flattened energetically. You're going to realize, okay, I'm freaking exhausted, your nerves will be frayed, and I just feel like at that point, once you realize it, slow down. You know, I mean, seriously, just relax, take a deep breath, do something for yourself where you can literally unwind your chores, your jobs, your projects, all the things you think you have to do. You choose to do them, so choose to take a break and relax. It's healing. You know, you're not going to be any good to anybody. Then there's those of you that I feel like you're starting a new workout routine, and I feel like you're going to dive in just too fast, too hard, and you're going to just be like, you know what, I'm going to work out, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to run like 5 miles, and I'm going to do 100 sit-ups, and you're going to be so pumped and jazzed because of that physical energy. But I feel like if you do that, you're just going to set yourself up for failure, and you're going to burn out really quickly. So take it easy, baby steps, and you know, that way you're not giving up before you even get started. And then I feel some of you will be experiencing self-esteem higher than normal, and will kind of realize you're actually liking yourselves, maybe even loving yourselves. And I think that's a big score for you, so just keep traveling that path. Spirituality, this week you'll need to be more proactive about loving yourselves, and I feel like some of you will realize exactly how how much love you're receiving based on how much you love yourself. So I feel like the mirror effect of your reality will really be strong next week. So you'll definitely get to see, what people in your life are mirroring back to you and the way that they treat you. So again, it's directly related to how you're treating and loving yourself. Others, I feel like you've kind of neglected your spirituality side, and I feel like you're going to be exploring different esoterics and spiritual belief systems. I kind of feel like you'll find yourself researching and looking for answers, and that momentum gets started again. So I'm excited for you guys for that. So that wraps up the predictions for the week. I hope everyone has a great week ahead. Let's see if I can get any messages from crossed over loved ones for those of you who are actually subscribed to my YouTube channel. Again, if you'd like to receive messages, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can filter out spirits that come through. It just makes it a lot easier for me to handle who's coming through. So let's see who is here for tonight. Okay, so tonight this message is actually for my dad. My grandmother Mildred is here, and she said to me, it's me, Mildred, your damn grandma, your granny, you know who I am. So anyway, she's here. Dad, she's saying she's been watching you, she's been around. She said to mind your heart, mind your manners, so you must be acting up in some way. I'm going to have to call you on that. She's saying the reason why you've been getting all like photos of the past and a lot of memories and things are coming up from the past. She's saying, it's time for you to forgive and heal your heart. It's time for you to forgive Cubby. It's time for you to forgive a lot of things from your past. And ultimately, she's saying she's sending you a lot of love. She's always around. She's with Mom. She's watching over myself and Sabrina. And, she's proud of us. She's cussing a little bit, so I won't bring that into the equation. But overall, she's looking over you. I love you, and I'll give you any other messages later so I can move on really quickly. So before I take the caller, let's do a quick moment of Zen. I want to be able to share with you energetically to give you a boost to help raise your vibration. It's very important to help expand your consciousness so that you can become more self-aware. It's very, very important now for everybody to become self-aware. I can't stress that enough. So if you close your eyes, open your palms, be open to receive, take a little deep breath in and exhale, and I will send you some energy and ask your guides to do so as well. All right, you can open your eyes, and hopefully you'll have a nice little boost there. That energy is going to work on you all night, so I'm sorry if you have a sleepless night. Let's see here. Tonight's caller is Quinn from Alberta, Canada. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, how can I help you tonight?
Oh, well, I was just kind of hoping for some, I guess, comfort and clarity in, I guess, my relationship situation right now, and just kind of, I feel stuck right now, and just kind of what I can do from there, or if I have any messages from any loved ones would be wonderful.
Sure. Okay, so I actually made a couple of notes earlier this evening to see what I could kind of feel was going on with you and what you might be dealing with in the moment. So I feel like right now, and we'll see if I can get any messages after I share with you some of the things happening with you right now. So I kind of feel that you are holding yourself back because of fear to move into the future, because you're afraid of getting hurt by a new situation. And I kind of feel like to me, it also feels like you may not know exactly what it is you're afraid of. It's just more of this feeling of the fear of the unknown. So, and I feel like there's also a part of you that may be thinking, speaking, and behaving more in a negative way due to the fear. I mean, I feel you're a loving person. Like, I feel amazing things from you, but I just feel like you might be stuck in this loop of beating yourself up, and you're kind of hard on yourself, and I feel like that's also being reflected to you in your relationship. And so these thoughts and feelings and connected to the fear, I feel, is keeping you stuck even more in the fear area. And I'm not sure what your employment situation is, or what you're doing for a financial, or what you're connected to passionately, but there was this feeling like maybe you actually hate your work, and like you feel like you can't change it, but again, you're afraid to look elsewhere, or you feel like you're trapped. But it really is just going to come down to you choosing to either quit and move on. You know, well, obviously don't quit before you find another job, but, you know, doing something else, or accepting the situation as it is. And now when it comes to, is any of this making sense to you before I get onto your relationship?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I've been looking for ways to make income. And like, I love being a stay-at-home mom and everything, but I kind of feel like I've been losing my identity a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, just not. I want to bring something to the table other than just being a mom, you know, and of course they come first and they're priority too, but I definitely feel down, and yeah, the self-esteem is very apparent right now.
Okay, so I feel, I really feel like, you know, obviously I understand. I'm a mother too. I got to be honest. I could never do the stay-at-home mom thing. I would go absolutely bonkers. You know, I consider myself maternal, but oh my God, no. You need some adult situation. You need balance, and to me, that's not balance. So if you know, you being at home with the kids has work from home, and maybe also going out and having a part-time job. So be open to something that isn't in the norm, right? Like, to me, I don't feel like you'll be in a 9-to-5 job. I feel like you do have some passions that you haven't quite connected with, that you could actually be doing something for yourself at home and creating kind of your own business as well. So be open to exploring, you know, again, working part-time at home and getting a day job where you're working part-time so you can get some grown-up stimulation, make some friends. I feel like you've just been trapped in your house and you've got nothing going on, and I do feel like it is affecting your relationship, and I do feel like you need to seriously
better than today. So how about when we feel down, tired, or feeling like no energy left, a little bit anxiety back and forth, feeling not really good, I feel like something is definitely wrong. I don't know what is that. I can't even find it. I don't know what's going on. Well, it sounds to be very similar, huh? So what do you think? Okay. What you can do, actually, the first, you are telling to yourself, everything you could possibly need is already here and waiting for you. You are telling to yourself, everything I could possibly need is already here and waiting for me. So you are not feeling down, sad, disconnected, or uncomfortable about anything. Number two, try to feel that there is more love that you could possibly experience from every single person or everywhere. I do understand if you feel that, oh, what do you mean love? My boss today just gave me a hard time. Oh, my colleague today, oh my God, she was like such a, oh. And I would just say, well, I do understand you completely, but how about like if you just again closing your eyes and telling yourself there is more love that you could possibly experience, and tomorrow is going to be the new day, and it's going to be much more love that you ever could experience than today. Then there is more joy that you can imagine. True, there is absolutely more joy that you can imagine. The wood actually, or the world, has everything you need and absolutely desire. You should remind yourself that there is a lot ongoing around you that make you possibly feel that you are connected, and you would absolutely get into it. Like exactly what you can hear, my phone. Well, you know what? I'm not distracted by that. I know I just forgot about to just shut it down, or just put it on the silent. But you know what? I'm not going to get distracted because my focus is about to tell you what you have to do to get rid of your anxiety and feeling of lost. And that's why I'm not distracted by anything. That is exactly who you are when you feel disconnect from world, from your own world. So you're not letting anyone and anybody distract you from anything. Example, no matter what you choose to feel or believe or think or say, the universe says yes to you. So this is also very important to remember. No matter what you choose to feel, believe, think or say, the universe says yes to you all the time. So this is very important that you're not allowing anyone, anything and anybody, like my phone, distract you that what I said to you right now in the moment. Do not waste your time on negative thinking and negative subject. This is very important. No matter what other people says, doing, done, going, you are not really wasting your time on thinking or having any sort of connection to a negative subject. At the end, you are grateful and happy to be one with universal wisdom and be backed by universal power. So what you have to do, you have to listen to your heart and close your eyes and feel yourself as the most happiest, wealthiest, healthiest, and nicest, kindest person in the earth. Do it when you feel down and feel that you are in a dark spot. Okay? So back to studio, guys, and you are guys listening to Fiona. Here we go. And my favorite station, A1R Psychic Radio. I have a caller. I have Samantha. Hello, Samantha. How are you doing? From Florida. How are you doing, Samantha?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Samantha, your concern and what you have in your beautiful mind, share it with me and with our audience, and let's see what I can help you with the guidance and everything. Go ahead.
Can I just get like a future guidance?
Okay, so when we are talking about, Samantha, when we are talking about future guidance, that means many things. It's future guidance about love and relationship, future guidance about money, financial, future guidance about parenting, or kind of like your parents, your family problems. Future guidance means anything and everything.
Definitely
or your money,
family.
financial. Family. Okay,
Definitely
so that means
family.
that.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So what make you to feel to have that question? The reason that I'm asking you, because of a couple things that I found on your pentagon right now, and that's why I want to actually get that point, or actually go to that point anytime soon with you. Why you feel that you want to know about your family future something? Is it something lately that making you to feel a little bit unstable or feeling kind of worried and concerned that maybe something is on the way to happen that you just strongly feel that you need to have some guidance on, or just like, I need to know if it's going to happen, so I have to make myself ready? So what makes you to feel this way, sweetheart? This is important for me to know.
Well, there is a current situation with my cousin and her child, and the father of the child. There's just many, many concerns about him and whether or not he's capable of being a good father. He's been violent towards her. He's just very, very concerned for the safety of her, the children that she already has, and the new baby that she has had.
Okay. So you are basically concerned about like that if the court or judge or whomever actually going to make a decision, going to say that yes, of course she can see the father, but you guys knew or knows from the past that he's not been capable or not having any sort of ability or responsibilities towards this girl. So you are guys concerned about her. So basically you are worried about like, what if he's going to have the permission or anything in regard to just talking and connecting with his own child, or actually his own girl. Okay, I understand that, but let me tell you one thing, Sonny. You are asking about them, and now I can see it in the Pentagon that you are concerned about them. How are they connected to you? Like, are you connected to the mom of the beautiful girl, or how they are connected to you?
Yes, I'm connected to the mother.
Like a blood connection, or it's kind of like a friendship?
It's kind of like our mothers were best friends, and we were raised as cousins.
Okay, so some sort of best friend connection, but actually developed somehow that you guys had some sort of, kind of like a soulmate feelings that you just guys caring too much about each other. Well, the one thing that you should know about that kind of the specific situation, the first things that I would say that the father going to be well behaved. Reason could be a couple of things, because that's what I'm asking you, like, how do you know those family or actually the person in the question? When I can see it in your Pentagon that you're concerned about this little girl, so I would definitely tell and suggest you to drop it and not have been concerned, because he is going to be well behaved. The father would not actually show or actually use any violation, because he knows that there is a lot of eyes around, and beside on that, he knows that if he's going to be stupid or doing stupid things towards this little girl, then things is not going to go the way that he wants or wish for. And that's what it sounds like, that he actually got his lesson and he's not going to do the same. So that's why I wanted you to just really drop your worriness and concern about anything that has to do with this little girl. How old is she?
23.
Okay. So when you are worried about that the father is going to actually kind of like getting into her, is it like that you are concerned about sexually as well, or is it just about a matter of hitting her, or just like, using violation?
Just completely not respectful of any wishes. He's been told not to go to her home, has showed up, pushed his way into the house. I mean, he's choked her out, like just stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
Just not someone that you want around.
I know exactly what you mean.
Not someone you want to help raise a baby.
Absolutely. 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 So what I'm trying to basically tell you, sweetheart, when we're talking about this family, God bless them, and my prayer is always going to be after them, but there is nothing to be concerned. He's not going to show any kind of craziness or stupidness that trying to push this family down more than actually he did already. So that means that they are going to be protected, and if anything and everything had happened, or at just they found something that they had to really talk to someone or so, then they need to take on action. But right now, or in the nearest future, when I actually look into the Pentagon and see about like in between now until 2 months, in between now to 3 months. And the other things that I can see actually on your Pentagon also, it sounds like that you are going to win over some situation. I don't know what you are waiting for. It could be some news, or it could be some answer that should come to trying to actually standing in your left side of your pentagon, which also is telling about prosperity and your abundance. That means that everything is just going to be exactly as you wish. When we are talking about around the July 10, July 23rd, and August 11. So those dates actually it became very strongly in your pentagon, which make me feel very happy. So I feel very good, Samantha, about your reading or about your pentagon. There is no red flags or any activity, and money-wise looks great. No bad things and nothing to be concerned. So congrats. It sounds to be very good, honey. And I will pray for this beautiful family. You are very welcome, Samantha. Have a great one, and talk to you soon. Okay, guys, back to the studio, and you are guys listening to me, Fiona, Persian Medium, I Am Power, and A1R Psychic Radio. So I have Esther. Hello, Esther. How are you doing? From Colorado. Hello. Yeah, I think that, yes, we lost her right now. Don't worry about it. Actually, she is coming back in no time. Okay, so, well, as you guys just heard me about that when me and Samantha talking about the little bit of worriness and concern about the family, I know it's kind of like devastating. It's kind of like very sad that you should feel that you can't even trust the father of the baby, or the mother of the baby, or actually someone that actually make this baby come to the world. And it's kind of like so sad that you can feel that this person is just trying to use a violation and hitting the baby, doing things. It's just very sad. I don't understand why they should have been do that. And I'm definitely sure the problem is not the baby.
Yes,
Okay.
I've been having problems with my stomach.
Is that was lately, or kind of like for how long you just have that kind of the stomach problem?
I had it for a while, but it just got worse in the last 3 months.
Okay. Is there good? Just tell me, describe your life for the past 3 months. What should you do? What should you say? Basically, past 3 months, you gone through financial problem, insecurity about if you are going to even handle or going to handle correctly, or somewhere to live, somewhere to be, and you feel that you are kind of enough old, but now you have to taking care of the grandchildren and other things, and you are desperate, and you and it wasn't just belong to you. So it's completely normal and understandable why you feel this way. So my suggestion to you is doing something with your daughter, either because you have to follow through, at least that you have some place to live, because you have to help them and all those stuff. So you don't have any other choices besides that you accept the unknown energies that may scare you already, that even you feel kind of disconnect to yourself. What you have to do, stop living in your past, which is actually going to blame, or actually you're blaming yourself too much on, and stop living in the future, which you just feel about like, I don't know what's going to happen in between me and them, and actually money and financial. Necessary. Yes, that's correct. It says September 17 comes directly in the middle of your pentagon. Then I can see that financially you will grow fast. Something going to happen at that time.
My daughter's having her baby on the 23rd. I'm sorry. My daughter's having her baby on August the 23rd.
Okay. So that is perfect. So that means that your life is just completely going to change, sweetheart. And something very good, something very nice. It sounds like even this beautiful baby will actually give you the prosperity and some sort of love, or unconditional love, that making you to feel extremely a very strong, beautiful, powerful message and signals and sign that telling us to not give up. It's not time to give up, sweetheart. your unknown future, which I see as the new baby that is actually going to come. We are already going to audience. I am thankful and grateful for tomorrow. That's going to be the new show at actually 8 o'clock, 8 Pacific time. For more information, guys, you can go to A1R.com and actually reading more.
Ones who I would say something like, boy, it's a beautiful day today, and she would say, it looks like it's going to rain, or it's too hot, or it's too cold. Or we'd eat some food, and I'd be like, oh, this is pretty good. And she's like, oh, no, it's too chewy, it's too dry, it doesn't have flavor. You know, there's always something wrong with it. And with these kind of people, they're always negative. That's just the way it is. It can be about anything, weather, politics, your house, your car, your shoes, your clothes, whatever. And somebody could even say something, and they will also come back with a negative comment. And frequently, these people are also very critical of other people, and they like to point out what's wrong with them. Boy, I'm sure you've experienced this, but boy, do you ever notice how it affects your energy? When these people are so negative, it's really, really draining. But when the energy is directed at us in a critical, bullying, a bit harder to get away from them. Minimum you have to do in order to carry on whatever it is, your family life, your work life, whatever it can be. I found that this works very well. And from past experience, I can tell how much time I can put up with somebody. So one person, I know I can barely take an hour, and I'm just like, oh, you know, just want to jump off a bridge or something. Another person, I can make it a couple days before they really start to negatively impact me. And even with this, even with having a time limit on how much time you're going to spend with people who are challenging and difficult, I have to come up with days I'm not as mentally strong or insecure, and they like to put other people down, because related to something someone has said, you're actually giving some of your energetic power to them, making them stronger. So if you realize this is the way they are, just keep your power to yourself. Don't share. Don't give it to them at all. That way you won't be able to be affected as strongly by their negativity. So you've got two things here. One is limiting time, and then the other one is accepting strong inner being for yourself as well. Is you have to know who you are. Are you a mean, critical person too? Like these people, I would assume you're not. But if you are, you want to let that go. If they're mean to you and you're mean back to them, that's not helping the situation at all. So you want to stop doing that if that's anything you're doing, and make more positive choices. You want to decide who you are, what kind of person you are, what character you're going to let that go. Now that's one of the ways you can be living true to yourself, to recognize the value characteristic that's important to you. I like to label it with one word, because then I can remember it. You know, it's an easy one. You don't want to do 10 of them at once. You want to pick one. Just pick one. Love, kindness, whatever it can be. And what happens is it shifts your thoughts to a more positive perspective. And when you do that, you're protecting yourself from the negativity. So this is what brings you joy. What makes you happy? What do you love doing? And what you want to do any place else to allow this negativity to get into your life. So if you can stick with that, that will help. Now, I love to talk about this topic because we've all experienced bullying and criticism and judgments, and we've all had those times where we feel badly because of somebody else and what they've said towards us and what they've directed at us. So just a little review here, because I like reviewing. We want to take steps, okay? We want to, they will never change. That's the way it is. So a long time ago, I used to do this game, strange stuff in there, because as I laughed, it was so much easier to not take their opinions personally. It was so much easier to just go, well, they obviously have an issue, and it's based on whatever random thought I had come up with. And then it was easier to let it go. Another benefit of that, though, was that I was able to look at them more compassionately, because let's just think about this. If somebody's that negative and they're a jerk, they must not have a really good life. It can't be that fulfilling. So I could see them in a little bit of a different light and recognize that their life may not be the greatest life. And it was easier, again, to let these things go. So you're going to limit your time. You're going to accept who they are, You're going to decide who you are, what value, characteristic is important to you, and you're going to live it. You're going to be it. You're going to respond to everything with that energy. And I tell you, it will make a huge difference. You're going to stay true to your joy. You're going to live your dream.
General?
Okay. I have a gentleman who's... Go ahead, sorry.
I said life in general.
Life in general? Yes.
Yeah. Kind of upside down.
Yeah, I tell you, this is a time where so many people are having turmoil and confusion right now. It's really something. I do like to connect with people on the other side, and I do have a gentleman who comes in who would like to connect with you. And this person feels as though he doesn't feel, he is giving me some stuff going on in my throat area. I'm not convinced it's him or if he's giving me your energy on that one. Are you having a lot of suppressing of emotions going on right now, trying to keep things under control? Oh, okay. Yes. Sometimes they'll show me stuff for them, sometimes for you, but it felt more like you, not him. This gentleman, I have to say, I do like this man. He tells me his life wasn't all quite sudden. Yeah, okay. So there's all sorts of interesting things going on with him. I do feel... Did you have a good relationship with him? Because I feel a lot of love coming in for you, but I'm also feeling a bit of apology coming in.
Yes.
Okay. It feels as though he's given me the impression he wishes he could have done more for you, that he wishes he could have been there for you. And I'm not convinced that it's anything that he did. It's just that feeling of wanting to help take care of you. He tells me not to worry so much about what's going on. Okay, he's telling me that things are going to work out okay. Boy, he's giving me all sorts of stuff going on with your life, though, right now. Do you have a relationship issue going on as well? Just a few minutes. Here, not even a few minutes, a few seconds. We're going to go to the job for a few, and I'm not feeling that if you have a job that it's very fulfilling. Do you have a job now?
I don't have a job right now.
Okay, because I'm not feeling far. Okay, and you need to come back and get back into the now, the present moment, and just focus on what's happening right now. Because when you get too far ahead of yourself, that's when things start going crazy in your mind, and it'll get harder and harder and harder because you're letting your emotions get taken away based on something that may or may not happen. Okay? So we need to step back and take a breath. And with this breath, I feel there's some clarity with that, where all of a sudden things are easier for you to understand. Okay? Are you still communicating with your relationship person?
I'm married to him, and I don't want to be.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh. That sounded really bad. But I understand where you are. Okay. Do what you have. If it's not right for you, okay, and I'm not telling you what to do, okay? I'm not going to tell you to do anything. But that's what he's telling me. He wants you to do what's going to make you happy. Okay? And I think the breathing space will be helpful because it'll give you some time to just, I really have to figure out what I want. He's also talking about you journaling, so I want to make sure I mention that. If you're not writing your thoughts down, make sure you do, because it's really easy to look back and then see, okay, I've written the same thing for, 16 weeks. I got to take care of this, and that will help you make decisions on what you have to do to move forward. Now, the job situation, I do want to touch on that before I get to my next caller. The job situation, okay, of having that plan. So something will be coming up, okay, and fairly soon, actually, within the next few months, easily. And tell you it's going to be okay, and he's got your back, basically, okay? So he's going to be helping you out from the other side. They do like to do that. So he will be helping you out from the other side.
Okay. Good.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to have to let you go so I can move on to my next person. But thank you so much, Rebecca, and I wish you the best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much. You were right on point. Thank you so much.
Okay, and that was Rebecca in Florida, and now we're going to move to Agopi in Ontario. Can I get the... can come in if they want to. Now, I'm going to describe a man, and we'll see if it is him. He does feel like an uncle to me, but if it doesn't sound like him, then it won't be him, okay? So we won't try to make it fit, okay? But this man, do you happen to know, I feel him on the taller, well, of course you know this part, but the next part you won't know, maybe. I feel him on the taller side, okay? 5'10", 5'11". Was he on the taller side?
Yes.
Okay, now did he happen to have... Okay, do you happen to know if he had something going on in his lower back, in the hip area, kidney area, that kind of thing?
I wouldn't know that.
Okay, because I'm feeling a bit of that with him. I'm getting an interesting personality with him, because I can see like two different sides of him. Okay, I can see he could be quite charming, and I can see he can be a little bit more not charming. How was that for tactful? Because I can see there's... Okay, I can see some charisma with him that is very lovely, but it only comes out at certain times. He does feel as though he's rather up and down as well. Emotionally. And, you know, I do believe that I do have him here. And as I'm talking to him... Okay, as I touch in with him even closer, and so going on in his head, sometimes, you know, it's like he protects himself, he's hiding himself. There's a lot of self things, he should have had them a little bit more under control, but they're not. Okay, he's also talking about... He wants to apologize for having caused people pain, because he gives me the impression that there were some situations, obviously you said that you guys weren't talking, but there's more than his brief time on the other side. I can tell there has been some evolution. He really does love everyone, and he's so sorry he did not say these things before he passed. He said he was stupid, okay? So he said he was stupid, and he should not... Good, okay. Now... Yes, he's in a lovely, and that was Agape from Canada. And I'm Colleen van der Zijden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. And isn't it amazing how our spirits will come in to help provide hope and healing to us? Now this week, remember...
How's your hair? Is it pretty? Daddy. It's pretty. Maybe
Hey girl, what's down? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?